Hi you guys. Today I'm going to do a video talking about the state of the world today. I debated doing it because it can tend to be so controversial and everybody's got a team they've picked and they're always on their team. And what I'm here to talk about is I'm not picking a team. What I'm here to tell you about is how all the teams everywhere are all involved in using magic and magic against you, and how they have spent years and years convincing you you don't have magic, you don't have power, meanwhile keeping all those abilities and all those things for themselves personally to use, and them constantly using it against you. And I'm here to tell you some things that you can do to keep that from happening. And I got the first one is something I call freezing people, where you write their name on a piece of paper and you make yourself a baggie of sugar water. You put the name, you submerge the name in the water and sugar, and then you stick it in your freezer and you leave it there. I recommend a Ziploc baggie because containers, if they're glass, can break, and then if they break and it melts, then you've undone everything. That's one of the big ways to block someone from harming you. And the reason that you do sugar and water instead of just water is you don't want it to harm them, so you do it with sweetness involved, like don't go away mad, just go away. The second, which I tend to find hardest to do, maybe it won't be that big a deal for you, is just to completely ignore them at all. Don't give them any kind of energy. You could completely ignore them if you're capable of doing that. And some people do, and it works for them. My concern is ignoring an issue going to address it and do something to fix it and do something to take your power back? So it's kind of however you want to land on that. Or you can watch them, and as you watch them consciously, picture, cover your heart and your solar plexus chakras and think, you cannot have my energy. I do not feed whatever this is you're doing. I do not feed it. I do not feed you my energy. You cannot have my energy. Therefore, you can still watch and do all these things, but not let them eat your juju, or eat your energy, or eat your upset, or get something out of you being upset. Because don't kid yourself, they're feeding on that shit. These are not good spirits that are here. In my opinion, these are archons, and I honestly feel like they're not supposed to be here at all. So therefore, in their own way, I get worse than demons. That's just my perception of it, mind you. And I don't want to cause controversy, but that's what I feel is going on here. And the third way to handle these things is this. Get small mirrors. Put mirrors outside these companies we know are doing bad by us. Put mirrors outside these organizations that are doing heinous evil in the world and awfulness. And hey, if they're doing good, they get good reflected back. But if they're doing bad, if you put little, this is big, I would get like a little square mirror, a tiny one, and surround all these companies with them, stick them around everywhere. And that way, what they put out, they get back, and you're sending your energy back. So if they're up to no good, well, they'll just get good juju. If they're up to bad, well, there's that too. And I'd also be curious to see if you wouldn't find them out there taking them down or getting rid of them, which to me would reiterate the point of they know magic, they understand magic, and they are using it on us and using it against us. And we can either let them get away with that or do simple defensive things. I don't necessarily feel like doing bad things to them. I don't feel like doing bad things to them is good. You have to be very careful of the kind of magic you use on people, because what you put out, you get back. But if you're defending yourself, I feel like that's different. I feel like mirroring back at somebody if they're putting out bad vibes at you and wanting to And I do think they do. I think they genuinely, honestly want to, you know, make us not here anymore and end our existence. And, you know, think about how bad they resent people being poor and how bad they talk about all that. You don't think maybe that it's to distance themselves from what they are doing to you? Like, you don't want to have any kind of a connection or commonality with the person that you're victimizing. Otherwise, that makes it hard for you to do even these people who don't have these three chakras, they don't have anything from here up working on themselves. They've only got their base and these two working because they've shut off all of the good stuff to be able to do what they do. Anyway, personally, first of all, if you gotta watch what's going on, if you just can't handle not knowing, which I struggle with that myself, block it and consciously think, you can't feed on my energy. You know, and every time you see them, think, you can't have my energy every time. Or just block, do this. And I feel like we all should run around with these little mirrors, get little square mirrors, like the little tiny decorative mirrors, and put them facing all these places and facing all these terrible people and see what happens. It would be interesting, wouldn't it? Just something to think about. You know, you can protect yourself from what they're doing and not necessarily fight back, but not allow what they're doing to happen, you know, because they do feel like they want us to choose violence. That is their end game. I feel like they're smushing us down until everybody just rises up in absolute rage. And that's what they want. That's why they're putting everything into place to make sure that never happens. So we can do these kind of things instead. Use their mojo back on them. Anyway, I hope this helps with dealing with what's going on in the world today. And in a way, you know, help you get your own power. Because I feel like they've made us where we feel powerless and we're all waiting on a person to step up and come save us. But these three things, I feel like, make it where you can save yourself. And that way you're not still giving your power to other people. You're keeping it for yourself. And you're also not allowing them to use their power on you. I guess I'll end it here. Little mirrors, people. Blocking your stuff, not feeding them, ignoring them. These are all things to do. I do readings. If you would like a reading, my website is Amanda Knows, AmandaKnows.com. The link is in my description box. Thanks for watching.